Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-diving into a critical topic that is all about keeping you safe on the job: high-voltage rubber insulating gloves. If you work with electricity, especially here in Canada, these aren't just part of your uniform, they are your first and most important line of defense against serious injury or even death. So, let's get into the essentials of using them correctly. First things first, let's talk about the standards. In Canada, we look to the CSA Z462 standard for workplace electrical safety. This standard is your guide, and it outlines everything from selecting the right gloves to inspecting and testing them. It's not just a recommendation, it's a critical safety requirement that aligns with provincial and territorial regulations. So, make sure you are familiar with it. Now, choosing the right glove is crucial. Gloves are rated by class, from Class 00 all the way up to Class 4, depending on the maximum voltage they can handle. Class 00 is for up to 500 volts, while Class 4 can protect you up to 36,000 volts. It is absolutely vital that you match the glove class to the voltage of the system you're working on. Using an underrated glove is like wearing no glove at all. It provides a false sense of security and puts you in extreme danger. Always check the work plan and confirm the system voltage before you even think about putting on your gloves. But here's the thing, even the best gloves are useless if they're damaged. That's why pre-use inspection is a non-negotiable part of your routine. Every single time before you wear them, you need to give your gloves a thorough check. Start with a visual inspection. Look for any cuts, punctures, cracks, or signs of chemical damage like swelling or discoloration. Pay close attention to the areas between the fingers and around the cuff. Next, you have to perform an air test. This is how you find those tiny, invisible pinholes that can be deadly. Trap some air inside the glove by rolling the cuff tightly towards your fingers. You're essentially inflating it like a balloon. Then, you listen for any hissing sounds and feel for escaping air. You can also submerge the inflated glove in water, keeping the cuff dry, and look for bubbles. If you find any leak, no matter how small, that glove is compromised and must be taken out of service immediately. No exceptions. And remember, rubber insulating gloves should never be worn alone. They always need to be paired with leather protectors. These protectors go over your rubber gloves and shield them from cuts, abrasions, and punctures. They're the bodyguard for your primary protection. Make sure your leather protectors are in good condition too, free from holes or embedded metal shavings that could damage your rubber gloves from the outside. Let's talk about storage. How you store your gloves is just as important as how you use them. Never, ever fold, crease, or compress them. Store them in a dedicated, protective bag, laid flat or hung up, never with other tools piled on top. Keep them away from direct sunlight, extreme heat or cold, and ozone-generating equipment like electric motors. Proper storage prevents premature aging and damage, extending their life and keeping you safe. Finally, regular testing is mandatory. CSA standards require that your gloves be electrically tested at regular intervals by a qualified testing lab, even if they're just sitting on a shelf. The frequency depends on whether they are in use or in storage, but typically it's every 6 months for gloves in service. These tests recertify that the gloves can still provide the level of protection they were designed for. Always check the date stamp on your gloves to ensure they are within their certified test period. If they are out of date, they are not safe to use. So, to recap, know your standards, select the right class, inspect them visually and with an air test before every use. Always wear leather protectors, store them properly, and ensure they are within their retesting date. Following these practices isn't just about compliance, it's about making sure you go home safely at the end of every single workday. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more essential safety content. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.